Hello, and welcome to the VM specific presentation. This presentation will cover what VCE VM is specifically and how it is different from the VCE strand. So on the screen here, you can see what happens in 2025. So you can see at the start, you've got year 10, and then it moves into year 11 and 12. So the students have two options. They have a VCE option, which is the Victorian Certificate of Education, or they have the Victorian Certificate of Education Vocational Major. And then that both move into a Year 12 pass. Here outlines all the different choices that our students have. So we have VCE, VCE with the VET, and then we have VCE with VCE Access. But what we're going to specifically focus on is VCE Vocational Major. So in that subject or in that strand, they will do 4 different subjects. Those are VM Literacy, VM Numeracy, VM PDS, VM WRS. They will then do external to the school a VET course, and they will also be required to organise a structured workplace learning that they will go to once a week. The Victorian Certificate of Education, more specifically the vocational major, as you can see on here, is still a recognised senior school or senior secondary qualification. How it differs is that it provides a real-world approach to learning using real-life situations. It is competency and skill-based learning, so it focuses less on exam scores and achievement scores and more on demonstrating particular skills and competencies. It provides the students with greater flexibility to their education. So here at Hoppers Crossing Secondary College, the students actually do 3 days at the college where they do literacy, numeracy, PDS, and WRS. And then they have 2 days that's either industry-specific training, so their VET, work placement, or a mixture of the two. And it allows them also to develop and extend their pathways. So VCE VM will run in the following manner for its students. So 3 days, as I said before, will be at the school completing their VM specific subjects, and 2 days will focus on that industry specific training, work placement, or both. All students completing VM will be required to secure work placement that they will attend every Friday in the industry of their VET. And it will be up to the student to obtain that work placement. The school will obviously support that, but it is their responsibility to secure this work placement. Now, in order to be in this program, there's obviously some suitability that comes into this. So this is suitable for students that are seeking a vocational pathway on completion of school. So this could be full-time work, it could be apprenticeships, could be traineeships, could be training or further education. Students, and this is the really important part, students who select this option will not be permitted direct access to university upon completion of Year 12. So they will not receive an ATAR score. They will be able to have access to certain diplomas or Cert 4s, but they will not have access straight away to university degrees. They will, however, have access to those once they do further education. So there are a few criteria that students will need to meet in order to obviously be a part of this program. And one of these things that they must do is secure a work placement that will take the student every Friday to complete work in their chosen VETS industry. So for example, we have here a student that is completing a Cert 2 in carpentry, which is the pre-apprenticeship that they would be doing every Wednesday. They would find placement at a carpentry business that's willing to take them. What the student is required to do is get a letter proving or stating that the employer is willing to take them on as a workplace student. Now, because every student is going out on that Friday, it is vital that the student does this as early as possible so that they have that secured and they're getting as much training as possible in their chosen industry. So the purpose of this is to give them as much experience in the industry that they want to as possible, and make them as employable as possible when they finish Year 12, which is obviously our end goal. They also must be able to answer the questions relating to VCE/VM and how you as a student are specifically suitable to this option. So here are the questions that will be included in the VCE/VM interview, because we do have limited availability for this program. So we need to have determined the suitability of the students to ensure that every student is suitable to this program. So I won't read all the questions, but if you wanted to pause the video and have a look through those. Now, if you don't understand any of those questions, you can come to the career office, or you can visit Miss Hogan, who is the VM coordinator, and her office is located in E14 and E15. And the purposes of this question is that the student is understanding what they're signing up for and how they're suitable to this specific program. Just here you can see the difference between VCE and VCE/VM. So all the things are still open to them apart from direct entry into university. The last thing that a student will need if they would like to do VCE/VM is a VET. So students are able to choose a VET program whether they're in VCE or VCE/VM, and it will give you a TAFE qualification at the end of the 1 or 2 years. Now, there is a handbook located on Career Tools that will provide all the options that are available to students. It is important to note that this is a sign-up basis and that spots aren't guaranteed and they're subject to availability. So they do have training in specific vocational areas, and some VET courses have compulsory work placement, which may or may not occur during the school holidays. It's also important to note that VM students will only be able to do, it says on any day, but will only be able to do that on Wednesdays or Fridays, because their structured workplace learning will be on the other day.